Well, for more on what's big issues the Prime Minister could be questioned on tonight is the Labour MP for Brighton Kent Town. Joining us now, Lloyd Russell-Moyle. Lloyd, welcome to the show. Always a pleasure. So we are hours away now from Rishi Sunak facing the People's Forum on GB News. Lloyd, my question to you is, if you could ask Rishi Sunak one question tonight, what would you ask him?
Well, I would ask him what he is going to do to help save our cost of living crisis that people are going to, particularly around the ongoing issue, of course, of high mortgage rates.
OK, so I'll throw it back to you. What will the Labour Party do about that?
Well, the Labour Party, first of all, will ensure that we bring energy prices down by making our energy more predictable. We will start insulating houses, and that, along with a proper windfall tax that the Conservatives were soft on, I'm afraid. Those things would immediately start to see the economy level off, provide confidence in the banks, and we believe bring mortgages down.
And Lloyd, we're seeing some more controversy. Once again, Labour's Palestine problem coming to the fore, and apology being forced, as are Ali in the Rochdale by-election. This is a problem that won't go away for the Labour Party, isn't it? Since the beginning, since the October the 7th invasion of Israel by Hamas terrorists, it seems to be a dividing point in the Labour Party. Has the Labour Party got a Palestine problem?
Well, I don't think it has. Clearly, he said some pretty silly things, which he's agreed were pretty silly. As soon as someone said, "Did you really say that?" he looked at it and said, "No, actually, that was a pretty stupid thing to say." I think we've all said things that somehow silly, and clearly it will upset people, and he has rightly apologised. But I do think that it is clear that the Labour Party has been consistent that whilst the October the 7th attacks were war crimes and the hostages must be released, that does not give a blank card to Israel to commit crimes that it is committing at the moment, either in the West Bank or in the Gaza Strip, and that Israel must, Israel is continuing to do these aggressive acts at the moment, must stop. We must have a humanitarian pause and a ceasefire, and we must move towards a peace settlement. The only way hostages have been released so far is through negotiation. The only way more hostages will be released is through negotiation. That's a pretty consistent line from us, and I don't think that's a split. That's a sensible, pragmatic approach.
Well, I mean, hostages were released overnight, but through an offensive by Israeli special force operations. So it's not just negotiations that can achieve that. But I want to just hover on this point, if we can, of Azar Ali. A lot of people, even within the Labour Party, are saying that people within the Labour Party have lost the whip in the past over saying far less. So why are you standing by your man now? Is it because it's too close a by-election to get another candidate in?
Well, I think the papers have already gone in, and so the ballot papers will have him as our candidate's name on it. That's how elections work. But quite rightly also, he has apologised. I believe that we should take apologies, and I believe that we should look at people's intention on these things and not just have a kind of cancel culture jump down your throat. If people still stand by awful statements, quite rightly, they should go. Look, I'm not going to compare. I also don't think it's very useful to compare with other people as well, but I hope that all people who say silly things once or twice are always given a second chance if they show the right level of remorse and show that they can learn. Otherwise, we're in a dangerous sort of society where a slip of the tongue can mean the end of someone's career when they could still be a very good public servant. And I think that's the principle that we should be going on with all cases.
Well, Lloyd Russell-Moyle, I'll hold you to that. I think you're a common sense bloke. And when you came in the studio before, we very much got on. And this idea that people shouldn't be cancelled for what they say, a lot of people agree with that. But I wonder if that would be consistently upheld down the line if the Labour Party get into power. But for now, thanks for joining us, Lloyd Russell-Moyle, Labour MP for Brighton Kent Town. Always a pleasure to have you on the show.